Do you want to learn how to make these? They're super cartoony, they're super cool, they're just big, and they're for, personally, I'm using these for my Soul Eater cosplay, but this is a tutorial on how to make them. Hi! Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today is in fact Saturday, and Anime Expo is in fact less than a week away because today's Saturday and Anime Expo starts Saturday next week. But I decided to do a death cosplay from Soul Eater. Not like kid death, but like death because I'm insane and like Koro sensei and you know, like the whole like I like masked people and it just like feels cool. This is gonna be a video on how to make his gloves. First thing you're gonna do is I got this pack of Hardy gloves, Harbor Freight. They're pretty cheap and they come in a big pack, so if you wanna do like stuff later, you totally can. But what I did is I got two and I filled them up because I want these fingers to be really long. I don't really have like any foam that I can use to like make these and extend these longer. So I'm gonna be using this kind of like sponge. It's gonna be fine because we're gonna be covering it with this. Not sure how big I want it. I think I'm only gonna make it like about this big, but you're just gonna measure out, cut it down, and you're just gonna repeat this process about, 10 times. So now that I've got all of my sponges cut out, I have them like lined to what's like the biggest to the smallest because I wanna like make sure I get the hand to like, the right sizes and stuff. But make sure it's like pretty nice and fluffed with all of your insides and whatnot. Is I'm now gonna grab my nice little glue gun. I only put it on low because I don't want like the glue gun to seep too much into the filling and then I won't be able to get that filling out, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna start with the pinky first. Just gonna put a nice little bit. That's how much I'm putting on that pinky. I'm just gonna stick it on, but this is what it should look like. I cannot believe I like con crunch like this much too. Like I'm like shaking. I'm like, fuck, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm getting real close to the due date. It's like a pregnancy. It's the financial stresses there, friends and family are wishing you well when you have a good time, you know what I mean? Here I am. Hey y'all, so I got a little distracted, but we're back. So I went ahead, after I glued on all of these little things, I went ahead and covered them at least like halfway with some white fabric. All I did was got like a leftover like bed sheet thing that I didn't need anymore, cut out squares that I think would be big enough. I like measured one and then I just cut one that's similar to the rest. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some glue here and then here first. And I'm gonna press it into the table because you don't wanna use your hands to press this in. Like you wanna use your hands to kind of like align it. Put it in like that. And then we're gonna do the little top right here. This doesn't have to be perfect, it's just on the underside because these sponges are like different colors. You just don't want that to show underneath. And it's just add some reinforcement. And then you're gonna do it to the sides as well. So same thing, just as much glue as you think you're gonna need. Do the same to the other side. And it's okay if you get all this weird excess like fabric everywhere. That's not gonna matter. We're just gonna cut it off, honestly. But this is what it should look like. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna cut those corners off. And then you're just gonna carefully cut all of this excess off. Don't cut off the sponge, that is not what you want. This is what your hand should look like now. So on the inside, it's fine, it doesn't really matter, no one's looking. Now we're gonna grab our foam and we're gonna grab a pencil as well. First, what we're gonna do is I like to do the front first and then the back and then the sides and then the top. So first, I'm literally just measuring from like the bottom here and then up to the top right here. And it's okay if you have like a little bit of excess. I'm literally just kind of like eyeballing this measurement. If it's not perfect, that's okay. When it's on the hand, you can just cut it off. So see, it's kind of a faint line just because it is kind of visible. I'm gonna be spraying the hands once I'm done with some Plasti Dip because I'm gonna be wearing this to a con. I don't want like anything that I get on it to like seep into like the fingers or anything, nothing like that. So I'm just gonna get some Plasti Dip and Plasti Dip it a little bit right here. And I'm just gonna glue it literally on. Like, it's just as simple as that, is I'm just gonna glue it on like this. And honestly, you can go like, I put a lot for this one because I really don't want this to come off or anything like that during this weekend. First part done. The reason why I don't go all the way down is so we have mobility. So for instance, I have this one done and I've got so much mobility here. I put this over top of it. It doesn't look perfect, but really it's like, I don't really care too much about this. Mobility is kind of the best because I really want to like make some like poses and stuff like that. Onto the bottom part. This is like some really blocky hands. So just make sure you're cutting really blocky shapes. Boom, other side. And see, you can see it, it's not perfect, so I'm just gonna like trim some of it. That's completely fine. I just don't trim it until the end because I'm too like worried that I like do something and mess it up. But yeah, I just continue to kind of cut these out, these little pieces out. If you want, you can cut these pieces to either go inside, like fit inside of this, or just straight on top. All I'm doing here is just pressing it in. See, you have that excess, but to be honest, like, I just go back and like, I cut it off. So like, okay, I'm just gonna demonstrate. So this, you see there's excess right there? I'm just gonna go in, cut it off. And I'm just gonna take a peek, like, see how that's like kind of open? I don't want that. So I'm just gonna go in with my little hot glue gun. Make sure you don't burn yourself. Make sure you have adult supervision. And press that in. It's just, it doesn't look too perfect from the sides, but really I'm just looking for that look of like, ooh, looks like a block. Perfect. So once I'm done kind of sticking everything in, top, I'm just gonna give it a nice little snip. Once you come to these thumbs, all you gotta do, you put a blob on, and I usually measure, and then I put a blob on, and then I just snap dab it on there, but I didn't, so now I did. So now I'm smack dabbing it on there. I didn't even measure this one, I just cut it out and just call it a day, because I can just snip what I need to on it. And boom, we got this like little thumb. Now that we're done with that, we're just gonna do that entire process about 4 more times and I will be right back with you. All I did for this back part right here is I literally just put the hand down, traced it out, and saw what I wanted. So for this, you can actually see 2 different ways. I did it like this and I did it like this. Honestly, I prefer this, but it's already cut and torn down, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I've got both to look at, but I prefer this. So I cut it the wrong way, so, but they're on now and I love them and I can't stop because this is just cool. Like this, I hope you guys like my tutorial. I will see you next time on the next tutorial. But anyway, yeah, it is like 11 o'clock at night. Tomorrow's AX and I'm really excited. I hope you guys like the pictures that come out too.